Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV. And we are live. Listen, I don't know what's going on here, but Marcel, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, bro. Can you hear me?
Can
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh my God. Listen, Marcel's been stressing me for 15 minutes.
Sorry,
Marcel
sorry.
can't hear me. He can't hear me, basically. But Danny can hear me. Corey can hear me. But Marcel can't hear me. So I'm thinking, what's going on with his laptop or whatever? But listen, we're here. No time to dwell. We're here. We're live. This is the debate show, the weekly debate show. And like I said, man, welcome 3 Point collectors. I've literally just come back 2 hours ago from the Wolves game. And yeah, man, it's been a big 3 points, man. We got Corey. Welcome, Corey, to the channel from Big Six Fans, man. Corey, big up to you, man.
Love for having me, man. Love for having me.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Big up to you. We got Danny, Devil in Details. Big up to you, bro. Hope you're well. He's now on mute. Now you're on mute. You speak now.
Yeah, what's all that? Why you got me muted, man? You're not on it today, man. You're not on it today. No, I'm good, man. Happy New Year to everybody watching and to the Mandem as well, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And obviously, we got man like Marcel. He can speak now. Marcel's in the building. What are you telling me, Marcel?
Forgive me, man. I appreciate you guys. My birthday. Got early birthday present because obviously
your birthday today?
Tomorrow. Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Yeah.
I know you're from East African descent.
I can't hear Marcel.
Oh, you can't hear?
No way.
No way. Man.
I know you're from East African descent side, so usually people born on the first fake age, but I'm the opposite to that because I just look young, so.
Okay.
New Year's is my birthday, so yeah.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. Happy birthday in advance. We got Zayn Yassi in the building. Man. Champions in the making. What a masterpiece. Listen, hold on. The champions are never done. You never won the title yet on the 31st of December. So just relax, Zayn Yassi. I know you're top of the league, 7 points and all that. But listen, man, you got to give it to Arsenal. I'll give it to you. For once, I've got to give it to you. You've made a lead, and you know what? It's going to be a hell of a chase. But listen, people, 3 Point collectors.
Sorry, real quick. Arsenal in the league. Yeah? Get over it now. Prepare for it now. Yeah. Forget about Arsenal and how good they are. Look at it from City's point of view, yeah? It's hard to win 3 in a row. It's what people need to understand. It's not easy winning 3 in a row.
Yeah,
I'm hearing City fans saying Pep's in-game management is bad. Since when? Since he's chasing 3 in a row, that's when. But yeah, carry on, man. Sorry, man.
Yeah, no. Listen, we have to talk about it. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'd rather Arsenal winning it than City winning 3 in a row. Only because maybe I've got that sentiment up down in Manchester and that feeling. But then again, nobody's won 3 in a row. We say to Chelsea fans, they've never won 3 in a row. But City, listen, Arsenal. For me, I look at the story and I think it's a good comeback story. Arteta about to get sacked. They do it the right way. Man City winning the league 3 in a row. I think it would hurt me because I've got Man City family, etc. But Corey, which one would you rather have? Man City win the league or Arsenal win the league?
For me, I can't lie, it's Arsenal winning the league purely on the fact that like the majority of my fan, like my boys, my brother, mum, dad, all Arsenal. Everybody's Arsenal. So I'm sitting there, everyone's ranting and raving. Arteta this, look at us in-game management, look Amazon video, all of this stuff. Yeah, thank you for paying, bigging us up. I can't have Arsenal win the league. It'll just be, it's too much to handle.
Marcel, gonna come up to you. Who would you rather win the league?
Do you know what? Do you know what? Similar to Corey, in the sense that I've got loads of family, friends, people close to me that are Arsenal fans, and then I've got loads of family members that are Liverpool fans. But until Danny really puts it like that, I've never really thought, you know what? Let's just accept that it's Arsenal. Man City are chasing 3 in a row. What kind of predicament would I prefer? And I do agree with you guys. I think it's going to be Arsenal. It's just the messages I'm about to receive, though. Just hearing it day in, day out will just annoy me. But I think you're right. Maybe Arsenal win it, and they have a similar kind of story arc that we're going through right now.
That's what I was going to say. That's my next point to Danny, actually. But you go ahead.
Stories are very interlinked. So maybe it's a projection for what comes for us soon.
Yeah. Big up to Zayn says Eddie Nketiah. I'm saying it now, is better than Rashford. Oh my God. Odegaard, best midfielder in the world. Listen, Odegaard, I rate him very, very highly. I think he's one of the for me, elegant attacking midfielders are out there. And you know what? Listen, that pass for me is pass of the season so far. You know, people can talk about Bruno's one against Arsenal as well. But listen, man. But Danny, you know, it's got a good point there. Interlinked. Listen, it's a story that could happen, not for United, but a story that could happen for most teams where you kind of fall from grace, really, and now to the rise to the top. And you've got to commend it as much as you see them as, you know, they were down and out. Arteta was down and out. He slowly built this team, and they're reaping the rewards. You've got to give it to them.
But like that team's not all that. But I don't care what no one tells me. Like we have to give props. If Arteta does this, you need to respect Arteta as a fucking prodigy. Sorry for swearing. He's a prodigy as a manager. If he delivers this title, he's a prodigy. Yeah, This Arsenal team is not. I don't care. Like you can't. My view of Granit Xhaka, which has never been bad, I always thought he was a good player, ain't going to change because if they win a title. My view of Partey is not going to change because they win a title. Martinelli, Saka, are they doing more than what Rashford and Martial did in 1920? No. Those two were playing better, in my opinion, than these two out wide for them. Jesus is injured and all of a sudden Ekete is a good talent all of a sudden. What the fuck is going on over there? What's going on? Where do Arsenal train? Is it Coney? Where is it? Is it Coney, London?
They've got training ground, man. You know what I mean? They've got a training ground. They've got a nice...
we need to do an investigation, see what's going on over there, man. See if we're kind of asking like Liverpool.
It's the talk, isn't it? It's the lighter. I don't know.
Their back four is actually pretty good. I can't lie. That's where actually I think they're actually pretty good as their back line, even their strength and depth in the fullback positions, which you don't have at Man United. So listen, man, Pep's chasing. It's like Pep chasing the Champions League, isn't it? Like he just for whatever reason he just falters when he's got to chase that Champions League. And 3 in a row, Liverpool picked
especially when he got Chelsea. He's got Man City included in there. Listen, and we're not going to give him 3 points. And Ten Hag at home will definitely not give him 3 points.
I tell you what, though, like, are we not in the title race? I mean, when you consider...
Listen.
Can I don't want to say can I land. That's Twitter space terminology. But let me make the point, yeah? Like, when you consider who we played in the first half of the season before the World Cup, we played everybody in the top 10. Like, I think we played everybody. We played Newcastle, we played Tottenham, we played Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, City, and whoever else. We played them all. We played West Ham, who aren't doing well at the moment, but they're a bogey team, a difficult game for us. Wolves have been a bogey team. Under Jose and Oli were a bogey team for us. We cleared that hurdle today. Like, it's just a question. I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying, are we or not? Are we not? I don't know.
I think one step at a time, man.
Yeah, we lack squad depth heavily, though.
Yeah, we will touch on that.
Depth is lacking,
bro.
Those Arsenal are playing Nketiah for him.
El Neni as well. Coming
if that was us at Man United, can you imagine Man United fans if we were in that situation? Come on.
Let me. I'm gonna get the super chat. Zamia says, "Who's better than Saka at his age in the world? I'm presuming in his position as well." Listen, Saka's doing his thing, man. Saka, for me, maturity that he's showing at his level is top draw, man. And you got to give it to Saka, man. No hate on Saka. I am going to bring the table up here. And listen, it brings good reading. Man United right now, as of 2022, have finished in the top 4. Obviously, as of right now, we're 4th. Obviously, Tottenham play tomorrow. I'm going to go to top 6 because, listen, man, I don't know where Chelsea are, man. Where are they? 9th. You know what I mean? Not even rated. But anyway, top 6. Corey, look at that right there. Man United are 4th with the 2 points behind Newcastle, who dropped points. We've got a game in hand on them as well. So we could potentially be 3rd. And they have to play Arsenal next. Yeah, we play Bournemouth. Man City, chat to me. You're only 4 points behind us. I think, do we both have a game in hand, or is it? Yeah, I think we both have a game in hand, don't we? Yeah. And then, obviously, Arsenal. But yeah.
Hold on, are we the only team to beat Arsenal this season? Yeah, we are,
man. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can't lie. We could actually be sitting fucking 3rd with
if Chelsea lose,
it's actually mad.
But it's not that mad. I'm gonna keep it real. Other than the start of the season that was shaky with Brighton and Brentford and the City spanking, I always said that City game just came at the wrong time because of that little break that disrupted our flow. We look comfortable. We've looked comfortable. Some games we've had to fight a little bit.
We got Arsenal soon though, innit? 2 games.
I welcome that.
Bournemouth then Arsenal.
Let's bring Arsenal on again. I'm ready for that.
I mean, we don't go to the Emirates and do a thing, and that's been apparent for a while now. We haven't been Emirates and
but Corey, this is a new United, Corey. This is a new United now, Corey. We're going there as Ten Hag United. We're going there as Ten Hag's United, Corey. I think that's a new look now, and defensive unit. We've been good defensively.
Lost at home.
Question for the man: home or away don't matter. Look at that top six.
Yeah.
Other than City,
it's actually crazy.
Hold on. Other than City, which one of those teams outclassed us when we played them?
Nobody.
Well, I think home and away form definitely does matter. I think at home that Arsenal are a fortress, and they've showed that consistently. I think even when you look at the City and Chelsea game, I think it matters who's home and who's away. You know,
but I think Arsenal played better than us that day. Even though we beat them and we deserve to beat them, I think Arsenal played better than us.
They didn't outclass us though. I agree with you. I thought they played better. Jesus was man of the match for me, but like I don't think they outclassed us. We weren't outclassed.
You know what? For me though, and big up to Zemias again. He says Saka's Vinicius in his pocket. Martinelli costs £10 less than Martinelli. Listen, man. Listen, Zemias. I don't know what shisha pipe you're out to. I know it's New Year's Eve and I know it's party season. But listen, try and lay off that shisha pipe, bro. But you know what though, Marcel. Yeah, let me just say something here. Tottenham for me don't look as good as what people say. I think there's problems there. Liverpool's, I think, the one to watch out for. Because you know why? Because they bought Gakpo, and also they can do 3, 4, 5 games on a bounce. Even though they weren't convinced yesterday. They're on, I think, is it 4 in a row now, Liverpool? 4 or 5 in a row? So, again, they're the ones to watch out for. But listen, Man United, bro, I watched them today, I never for once thought United were conceded today. Yes, it was. But I was confident in my back line.
Yeah.
Remind me, who do we use?
We're playing. We're starting off. We're playing Ten Hag ball right now, especially in that first half. It looked completely different brand of football that we've seen in a long time. It looked very fluid. It looked nice. Yep. Okay, second half it's tailed off a bit, but it looked really good, man. And I agree with you. I think this is one of the first times in a long time where it looks like wow, we're playing expansive. But all the players are in the opposition's half. Everyone looks like they want to press high on the pitch. It's looking attractive now, but we need the quality of players. Corey, I think, said, it's all about investment. That's the top 6 there, and who doesn't invest is gonna be suffering the second half of the season. It's very obvious to see. Liverpool have already done that, and I agree with you. They have the caliber. They understand what winning 10-game football matches in a row feels like. Manchester United don't know what that is like right now. Okay, maybe it's 4 or 5, but we need to build good habits as a team, as a squad. Ten Hag's speaking to that already. I think obviously Newcastle don't know what that's like, so I'm expecting them maybe to crumble or have difficult periods. Tottenham is just doing whatever they're doing right now. They're not playing to that caliber. And then again, if they don't strengthen, Conte is going to start complaining, and things will derail there potentially. So we have a good chance to reach that top 4, but we've earned that right. I think we've earned that right.
Right. Big up to HK and Music, man. Listen, generous donation, bro. I appreciate that, broski. He says, we need 2 more attackers. Sancho needs to come back. I did not like Bruno and Eriksen today. We've got to get 2 midfielders in the summer. Let me tell you something about Eriksen. I did not like it today, people. And I'm not calling out Eriksen, but today I've seen deficiencies, people. And I'm saying, wallahi, I watched it with my own eyes. I was on the bottom row today, and I did not look like I did not like the Eriksen right now. I need him to just relax on the bench for a little bit.
He looks tired, though.
He looks tired, brothers, people. Eriksen
tired. Tired from what? When did he leave was Denmark even? When did he leave?
No. He looks out of it. He looks out of it.
Man's got problems with the chest and that. Like, bro, man can't play all of these games. Like he literally starts.
Hold on, You didn't see him versus Brentford on the half turn in the same.
I seen him, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know.
You don't realize his pass completion is literally a few percent better than Bruno's, which is subpar for top midfielders. You don't realize he's getting this. Listen, I've been onto man. Eriksen's a pretty football player, but he's an attacking midfielder who's inefficient like Bruno, being asked to play a bit deeper. That's the reality. And people need to be honest. All the people that moan, Bruno was annoying as a 10. This guy's playing as an 8. Stop lying to yourselves. You know he's a frustrating. People don't want to admit it.
People don't want to admit it. But you know what it is, yeah? There's a feeling, yeah. And before that, he talks about Sancho coming back as well. We need options, bro. We need options, definitely. Sancho needs to come back ASAP. So we need options.
We're gonna come to that later, innit?
Yeah, we're gonna come to that later. Let's talk about Eriksen before we talk about Bruno. Let me bring you in, Corey, yeah. And for me, what I looked at here, I thought to myself, yeah, he's not pushing up quickly enough. He doesn't press you. He's getting a bit too deeper for me. And Casemiro, not that I feel sorry for him, but he's doing two man's work right now. And it's going to make Casemiro look a bit, you know. And this is nothing against Eriksen. He's a lovely signing. He's an amazing. We needed Eriksen in our team, but we need to use him correctly, man. Not every game. You know, there's certain games where you can bring him on and he can change it a little bit. Not every game, man. I just need him to relax, Corey, man. Ten Hag needs to use him wisely, man. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask a question, yeah. When have you ever seen in any team Eriksen's played him press the ball? Brother doesn't, he don't press. He's not that fast. Yeah. In transition, if he doesn't have the ball in his feet, he's still on the halfway line, maybe touching the middle. Like, I'm not even sure. Like, Eriksen is a person, you have to give him the ball and you have to play around. For me, I'd play around Eriksen in terms of let him just distribute the ball more time, give him the ball the most. When in our side now, everyone needs to touch the ball. Everyone needs to be in the play, moving, and Eriksen can't keep up with that football. He's just too slow for it. And in terms of what you said, he's a pretty footballer. He is, but at that moment in time, we needed him in our side. We needed somebody to think. Like Bruno wasn't thinking. He would just be do on instinct. Like every time he had the ball, boom, release. Rashford try get something, or Antony or anybody just try get the ball. Eriksen actually thinks, oh, like maybe I shouldn't do this. Slow it down, type of thing. That's why with Eriksen, I'm not too fast. I'd play Fred right now. I'd play Fred.
Well, he came on and made the impact. He's better for the impact right now.
But the problem is we don't have anything. This is our problem. So if we're gonna play Eriksen, he's gonna be slow in transition. I'd rather play somebody that doesn't do the over top balls but can do the 1-2 thing. I'd rather give it to Casemiro and let Casemiro do those long balls. And at least we've got more defensive, like not too defensive, but you know, Fred in it. He'll do sign, give energy.
Yeah,
I don't think Eriksen brings that. So yeah.
Also, big up to HKM Music. He says we need Enzo Fernandez or Bellingham next to Casemiro. Bruno and Eriksen can battle it out for our 10 position. Fred has been looking good. That is an excellent point, bro. I think we're lacking a ball carrier. We're lacking a creation player. We're not even getting those. Yeah. And Fred, like I said, he's been looking good off the bench. I think I said it on my match reaction, as an impact, bro, he can give you what you need because it gives you a bit of energy. Do something different, wins the ball back up the pitch. Danny, you know, Eriksen. Donny came on, and I don't like the criticism for Donny. Yes, there was a pass where he should have made it and released it to Antony. But I thought for me, he looked a bit, you know, he was trying to get into the edge of the box, trying to make things happen.
Talk about Antony as well. And
let me just say,
listen, we can discuss a lot of players.
I didn't see the game, so I can't comment on the game. But you're talking about things that, you know, they're just reoccurring themes with this Man United team. Let's be honest, isn't it? It's reoccurring themes. Eriksen, let's keep it. Listen, the pass this man gets, like, you know me, side. I like agendas. Yeah. I like to hold the mirror up at the fan base. That's what all my agendas are about. He's terrible about the football. He's worse than Paul Pogba about the football. He's worse. He's worse about the football than Paul Pogba ever. He's just as bad as Matic was about the football. And we're talking past his prime, Matic. Yeah? So it is a problem. And from what I didn't see the game today, but that would be Fred 2 games in a row looking good by what you guys are saying. With Fred and McTominay, Ten Hag needs to judge them in the season because they're squad players. Squad players are they're flaky, innit? So if it looks like Fred is in a good moment, I agree with what Bance was saying, where put Fred in the team. Our best performance this season was Tottenham. I swear Fred was playing that day.
Tottenham, yeah, Fred was playing, yeah.
Fred was pushing up.
Was Eriksen playing that game? Was he?
Eriksen came against the following game against Chelsea. I think he was injured that game. Suspended. So, probably injured. It's suspension. So, If Fred looked good today, I trust Fred to come into the next game and do what he did against Tottenham. Let him be a decoy that gives Bruno time to get onto the ball. Casemiro's at his best when he drops into the defence to play out from the back. He's not good holding in midfield, playing on a half turn, all that stuff. Let him go deeper, and let's get that little access going with that trio. So in terms of the balance of the midfield, someone put a comment before, so I don't know who said it, but Eriksen is a squad player. He shouldn't be starting every game. Ten Hag is probably overplaying him throughout the course of the season so far. He's probably played more games than any of us would have expected. So
there's a reason for that, though. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. You know, at the end of the day, we're struggling in the build-up. And right now, Casemiro's given us confidence to single-handedly start and initiate the build-ups. You know, today there was a little bit of today and the last game. He's been the single six holding the midfield line at times, and obviously Eriksen and Bruno coming out and finding spaces. But I wouldn't want to compare the two too much. I think at some stage, maybe at the top level, or when we're at the prim and proper competing for trophies, I think Bruno even goes in the 8, you know, because he's giving you a bit more going backwards. You know, that's Eriksen's problem. He's not giving us enough going backwards. He's not physical enough, you know, against defenders, on the counter-attack and all those kind of elements of the game. He's not good enough. And then even in the pressing, like you're mentioning, Saeed, when we're pressing high, he's the last one to run up and chase.
He's the last one. You
know what? There was a moment. Sorry, Marcel. There was a moment, People been shout out to everybody doing Casemiro prop on Twitter, There was a moment in the previous game where Eriksen just stood still and you just see Casemiro pop out of nowhere and press the ball.
He does that all the time.
and I'm just like, he's doing two man's work. At least Bruno does recovery work. Like,
but the problem with Fred is he hasn't got the ability and the know-how to do the build-up. So you have to start. You can't have Casemiro always dropping into the defensive line. Right now, at this stage, we need to get confidence and get the team up the pitch. Eriksen allows you to do that.
Because Ten Hag likes a decoy, and in the Tottenham game, Fred was just a decoy, creating space for other people. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Ten Hag doesn't need to have all of his midfielders involved in the build-up. He just needs two of them. Drop Casemiro between the two centre-backs on either side of them and let Bruno come deep. Don't keep Fred away from the build-up. Ten Hag has that in his repertoire as a coach. We've seen him do that tactically this season and at Ajax. So man, there's no excuses for not rotating that midfield, man. Because Eriksen, sorry to interrupt you, Marcel, I'll let you finish off, but like it will cost us at some point. It's inevitable. There's going to be a counter-attack goal, and you're going to see that. You remember that footage?
Quality.
You see that footage when Tielemans and he's like, he's struggling. It's going to happen to Eriksen.
It's a counterbalance, though. Right now. It's a counterbalance. He has to. He's tinker Ten Hag right now. He's tinkering it. He has to get the right balance. He has to get the right feel for the team, and these are one of the downfalls at what he's doing. But I think that's why I say to you right now, Danny, maybe at the top level when it's in the prim and proper, when you got a Jude and you can rely on him to be the decoy. And he's got ability to do the build up as well, and he's a bit of a hybrid. But right now we need to get into the game. We need to dominate the game. And that's Eriksen. That's not Fred. That's clear to see. And I think that's what he's trying to focus on, because when the players don't have confidence in the game or we concede first, it's likely that we might lose the game.
Corey, what about Bruno Fernandes? I know he got the assist for the goal and that. But like I said, you know, the fact that he isn't maybe as impactful as he was before, is that kind of almost hindering our build-up play, a lack of build-up play from the final third? Because a lot of people saying that, you know, we were just very, very like wasteful. We didn't really create much edge of the box. What do you think of Bruno Fernandes right now?
I feel like Bruno's going through changes, isn't it? You remember the past, how long's Bruno been here? 3 seasons? 2 seasons? 2 seasons, if I'm correct.
4 seasons, man.
Is it 4 seasons? 4 seasons of no training. There was no training. It was probably a couple of years ago, it was get the ball, you see Rashford, you see Martial, give the ball over, let them do their thing. Now he actually has to think in these situations, I need to pass it here, or this triangle here, or this person moved, I've got to do this. Like he's now thinking. So with Bruno, he's getting less GA, but in terms of how he's affecting the team going forward, I like it from Bruno. I like it. I know that it's not the 20 GA at end of the season, Bruno, but what I need from him is just to be smarter on the ball. Like sometimes it's not over the top all the time. Sometimes it's just pass it to Casemiro or pass it to Eriksen. Like with Bruno, I don't mind it, innit? I don't mind him. I haven't got a problem with Bruno as of now.
Absolutely, man. But like I said, you know what, Marcel? Positives, defense. Listen, Wan-Bissaka. We need to give more credit to Wan-Bissaka, mate. You know what, man? A lot of people. Sorry,
he will be sold.
He will be sold.
I'm not fooled. Like he's playing great. Bring him up.
All right. So I was gonna come on to that, okay? Because he asked it to me. So I was gonna come on to it. It's too early. It's too.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's only 2 football matches. He did ask me. He's only 2 football matches. He's played well in the 2 football matches, and he's showing signs, and he's learning the system. We've seen him do his homework. He's been training pre-season, getting ready for the moment. But I'm waiting for him to revert back to type. If I'm honest,
Let me ask you a question though. But you know what it is though? With Wan-Bissaka, we haven't seen him under Erik ten Hag.
That's true. And I've
So
seen.
Why
him,
is he revert back to type then? Because you know what I mean. What revert back to? Is it the Ollie era? Is it the Ragnick era? Where are you saying revert back to type?
The technical dysfunction, the ball over the top, he always misses. That's what I'm talking about. Revert back to type. Whereas you can see the ambidextrous style that Diogo Dalot has, he clearly doesn't have that. The top level of right backs, Hakimi. I keep saying I want Hakimi to join the club. He doesn't have that. So the end product, he doesn't have that. So yes, he can work on these things. 100% agree on it. And I believe Ten Hag can develop players. Diogo Dalot, Scott's come in and been well for moments. Garnacho's clear, he's got class and talent, but and Rashford, he's developed Rashford. He's developed Rashford. So yes, Ten Hag can develop footballers, but I genuinely think he wants a Dumfries, someone that's already got the foundational basics at a good standard already. We'll see what happens with him, but I agree with Corey. He's going to be sold. I'm not fooled yet.
HK Musa agrees, says miss Dalot, and so does Antony. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been good, but he is not Dalot. I think for what we have him now, in terms of we're fully not dominating games, etc. But for now, like I said, Wan-Bissaka has filled in Danny, relatively okay. He's done well. He had that massive block, which I think nobody is talking about. That was a massive block, And like I said, he's not getting beat 1v1, which is again what he's used to. But like I said, he's getting into his rhythm, he's getting into his stride, and he can be a capable backup option for Ten Hag till the summer, until we see otherwise. It's not a case we don't need to sell him in January now, do we?
You know what it is? So this is the way I look at it. If we get a right back, I expect us to get a right back who's better than Dalot. That's my expectation.
Okay.
Right? If we really want to level up, we get someone who can, at the very least, worst case, compete with him. So Dalot's not guaranteed to start every week, or something better. I had this debate with a few people. Shout out Elzo, General Voice, my man, them that I communicate in spaces on a regular, about this Dalot Wan-Bissaka comparison. Wan-Bissaka is a victim of definitely positionally. Like, he can't track aerial ball. I always say this. I saw a ball bounce in front of him, like 10 yards. He looked up and he lost flight of the ball. I don't know what it is. When the ball's in the air, he can't track it. GPS just ain't working. But and aesthetically, he's awkward. We know that. However, I'm going to point out a few things that in the final third, he's actually better than Dalot. And that's uncomfortable for people to actually be honest about. I'll tell you why. I'll break it down. And listen, let me just be clear now, because Dalot fanboys will get sensitive. Dalot's ceiling is way higher. We know this because Wan-Bissaka's got some IQ issues. But he times his runs better than Dalot. Way better. I saw that. I didn't see the game today, but I saw the last game. His underlap and overlap timing of runs is better than Dalot's. Dalot gets caught way too central and can't support Antony. In fact, if anybody can show me a 5-minute video of Antony and Dalot doing combination play, I challenge you to make the video. You won't be able to make it. There's no combination play between. I said this like weeks ago, Said. It's a myth about those two. A myth. Dalot plays as an individual. He doesn't combine with Antony at all. He times his runs better. He creates more chance. Overall, his career, if you compare their games, he's just better in the final third. More assists, more chance creation.
So you're saying being a better player doesn't mean that he's better for United?
No, but where Dalot's clear, Dalot's build-up play is better. Well, I think Wan-Bissaka's build-up play can improve, but Dalot's build-up play is a lot better, and he's just a more intelligent football player. For this season, they should suffice, but I'm choosing that particular word. It's just sufficient. It's satisfactory to a point when Dallow's fit and healthy. If you want to rest him, bring Wan-Bissaka in. As long as Wan-Bissaka's concentrating, he shouldn't be a liability, other than when the ball bounces in front of him and he loses it. Other than that, he actually shouldn't be a liability for us. But the way people shit on him, I think is excessive. Like Dalot does nothing in the final third. Other than the goal against Southampton, the beautiful cross for Bruno, he does nothing in the final third. If that's Wan-Bissaka, people are talking about it. And Dalot confuses me. I don't understand why he can play a diagonal ball with his left foot to precision with his left foot, but he can't cross properly. That Dallow's not the be all and end all. Don't get me wrong. Summer or even January, sell Wan-Bissaka, but get someone better than Dalot. Like,
so then he can be a competition.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with this. Dallow's going to be the top 5 right back in all of this.
I think you're right in terms of crossing. I think crossing, Dalot, for me, that's been one of his areas that I think is very, very weak. He needs to do better with his crossing ability.
Dallow's good. Dallow's literally good. Defensive third to middle third.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the first 2/3 is what he excels in, and that's why he can do the left-footed cross from and be inverted, because he's got a bit more time in those first 2/3 to pick out his pass.
See that comment there? If I was to go on Wisecap now and get all of Dallow's dribble in the final third, I'd be able to highlight his inability to release the ball at the right time. I've seen Dalot dribble in the final third, but then make the wrong decision or hold the ball, get the cross wrong.
Yeah.
Not effective in the final third. Defensive middle third, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Final third, 5 or 6.
I'd say though with Wan-Bissaka, I'm not even talking about the final end product, the cross. It's the little bit before where you've got to do the 1-2, or you've got to control the ball properly. With Wan-Bissaka, sometimes I get scared. It will hit his foot and it may do a rainbow. Like you don't exactly know how he's getting the ball, and then you're just like that little second that it's been in the air for like 2 seconds. Everything's gone. Like the attack stopped, and now you're like, Wan-Bissaka, like you're doing it again. Like this is what he does, and it frustrates me so much. Just like you said, Marcel said Hakimi. That won't happen with Hakimi. He'll get the ball and play it 1-2 touch. I don't see Wan-Bissaka, even if Ten Hag trained him. I don't see Wan-Bissaka like that. That stuff should have been taught you at 8.
Yeah,
literally, like
it's technical dysfunction.
You should know that from ages ago. If you don't know that now, can't teach your old dog new tricks, in it. Literally,
no, you can't. But you can also have a guy who Ten Hag now is transforming players, and we'll touch on Rashford in a bit. Talk to me, Corey, about Antony. Everyone wants to have a dissected. I don't know, man. They want to have some sort of post-mortem about Antony, man. It's getting ridiculous for me. You know why? Because I'm just like, it's not having the best game ever, but it's not certainly having the worst game ever. Is it just me? I don't know. Corey, chat to me. Like, do you feel like Antony's finishing?
And everything else, I don't mind. Everything else he's done, I have not got a problem with. I just need the finishing now. Now I need you to put the ball in the back of the net. There has been ample amount of chances. Ample. Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, even today. Like, bro, even Burnley, I just need to see the goals now. It's been a couple of games and I'm slightly getting scared. We saw it at the start of the season. Man can wrap it with his left foot, no problem. Why are you not doing this now? Like, what has changed? Like, you actually can't hit a barn door at this moment in time. Or if you are shooting and it's going on target, the keeper's just kicking it back out, just booing it back out. Like, I just need the finishing. But anything else, I haven't got a problem with. He's been fine for me. But I just want the finishing now.
Go on, Master. In the system, though, it's perfect. It's what Ten Hag wants. Touchline window. It gives you, he's what Ten Hag wants. He's a
Ten Hag player.
He's a Ten Hag player.
He's lived in that system his whole career, one of a better word. So he understands it intimately. He knows what needs to do. Where he's getting the opportunities because he can feel that he knows what happens next in the system. Yeah. He knows where the players need to be next. So he understands creating the opportunities. 100% Corey's right. It's just about the end product. That's what makes good players great players. top players. They have something to deliver after they've worked and understood the system, worked the areas, worked the spaces. He's a proactive footballer. He defends. He's got the shithousery about him. He's a proactive footballer. It's just he's just not delivering the finishes. He's more likely to score the hard shots against Man City, wrapping it in the bottom corner and the big clutch moments, and then the easy technical finish he's not doing right now. He's been underwhelming, but it's early doors. It's so early doors for a new player to come in. No, he hasn't even put 10 football matches together, 20 football matches together. So with that, I don't want to judge him too early, but you can clearly. I feel like he's a bit on an Almiron story arc. Almiron was poor for a little while, and then he comes alive once he's more fluid in his team, believes in his team, getting the faith of his manager. You never know. He could have a great season next season, and we most probably will see him have one.
Absolutely. HK Moose says Liverpool fans support Nunes, but United fans want to trash Antony. It does not make sense. Guy just got here. Let him settle. He's not worth 85 million. He's a 15 million player. Again, that's something that bloody hell. I see Myrtle today. I should have had a word with him, man. But like, that's United's fault. It's not Antony's fault. You know what I mean, bro? Yeah. And by the way, I will get onto that, man, because the guy dodged my question, innit? He didn't see it on camera, man. I was like, yo, where's the silence, man? The guy just blanked me still. But I tried my best in it, yo. Listen.
No silence. No
silence, man. He just blanked me. He just went straight to that door and said, listen, Saeed, shush. But, Danny, listen, he is one-footed. You know, and I'm not going to lie to you. That he is one, because there's areas where I think he can go on his right. But again, his right foot's not the one. But for me, he's a 10-out player. He works in the system better. Like I said, right now, we don't have any right wingers, you know. So... What are you saying, bro? What are you saying?
So I remember when The Athletic brought up the fact that, because he was scouted by our guy in South America when he was at Sao Paulo, and they brought out that report about him being very left-footed, and Man United fans got angry. He is very left-footed to his own detriment. That's a fact. But for me, he's our new Nani. He's our new Nani. He's going to frustrate you. Okay, he's going to be inconsistent. But he, first of all, unlike Nani, has that dog in him, number one, has that dog in him. And for me, like, he will find his way. He's just inconsistent. That's all it is. He'll find his way. And when he's consistent, his quality with that left foot, I know he can't use his right very well, but with that left foot, I think he's going to turn out to be a very, very good player for Man United. He's not a £92 million player. But, again, I always say to people, if you can name me right now, how old is he, 22? If you can name me right wingers from age, whatever age you like, up to 23, who's better than him, Claire, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle. It's a weird time in football right now. All the best talent out wide is on the left-hand side, naturally, because there's more right-footed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So he's a unique player in that sense, and I'm not worried about him. He lost his form before the World Cup, then took some time off. He was injured, allegedly. Went to the World Cup, was on the bench, was average. He's come back. He's not himself, but I'm not concerned long term. I'm not concerned at all.
Another player, I think Claire wanted to mention it as well, Martial. A lot of the fans were very, very frustrated with Martial today. In the stands, they wanted him to come get in the box. Sorry, they didn't want him going deep, which has helped Man United in the last 2 home games because the wingers, Rashford and that, they've used the space in behind and Malacia's got forward. But Corey, Martial today, I mean, should have scored in the first half, but overall, a bit ineffective, if I'm being honest with you. Got hooked off as well. And then obviously when we had Rashford, we were more direct up front. But Martial, a lot of people are saying online, they're done with him. I said it for me, it's a big 6 months for Martial. Big.
Can I didn't see the game today, so can I put something to Corey? Yeah. Just quickly, just to add to what Said was saying. Yeah. Why is nobody talking about this fact? This fact. He hasn't looked like a good finisher for 2 years now. And no one mentions it.
Okay.
I don't think the season Martial had when he done all those goals, I mean, was about 3 seasons ago. That's the best you're getting of Martial. The absolute best. You won't get better than that from Martial. I like Martial because although like the past number 9s we had when we had Ronaldo, maybe not Cavani, but any other 9 before that, it was hard to do some sort of link up with them. It was just them literally sitting in the box, give them the ball and they'll probably finish it. with Martial, he adds a bit more to his game, but I feel like we're at a stage where we need goals. Like we're in terms of defense, sound. I don't see us conceding.
Yeah, absolutely.
We cannot hit a bar.
Do you see my concern then, Corey? Because 3 years ago, Martial was a man to me. If you give him 2 chances, he's taking 1.
Yeah.
If you give him 1 chance, he's taking it. He's not. His the hold up play is the hold up play. That's just he was born with that. It's the finishing. I'm just like, I was listening to the game on the radio. I'm like, and I've heard Saeed just mention it. I'm like, what happened to his finishing?
It's time.
No, you know what it is as well. He doesn't. I think for me, what his strength is can maybe be a detriment to himself because then he won't get more goals. But then again, I'm not really bothered about Martial in 25 goal season because if everyone else shares it around the team, it's better for everyone. My problem is his explosiveness to get in the box is missing. I want him to go and get in that box and run. But then again, is he holding back because of injury maybe? The fact that he doesn't want to go explosive and then get injured. I don't know because he's not got that.
He's never been that player. His best.
I mean, he is big quick.
Most of his goals for Manchester United Football Club have been on the left wing. He's a left winger. He's a gifted left winger. The thing, and the reason why we got the best version of him is because we was playing in a counter-attack system where we would drop deep, and now you've got enough time to express yourself on the ball. You can focus almost like you get niche 1v1s when you've got so much space in the behind the opposition's back line. Now it's very technical, and we have to look at and it's funny, Say, that you're talking about obviously the fans complaining. They want him to run into the box. He's not got that explosive run into the box drive after you come back so deep like Osimhen, who's pressing mad everywhere across the pitch. Yeah. He's somebody that is right now. We have to look at what does Ten Hag want from him right now? What's him to link up the play and help retain the ball in the middle third and the final third. That's what he wants. That's what Ten Hag wants from him, and that's what he's doing. He's a link up man. The best version of him is when there was space in behind the opposition, and coming off the left, scoring so many goals. He's not the reason why he's not finishing so much for me is because there's so many bodies in front of him, and he wants to show us how good he is on the football.
Well, that is
I think be complaining about Martial if another winger besides from Rashford was scoring. We wouldn't be saying much about Martial. It's just the fact that two out of our 3 are just not scoring goals. If Antony or Sancho, when he comes back, start scoring goals, we literally won't be saying anything about Martial. We'll be more than happy with it.
If he's missing chances, I'll bring up him. He's been missing like 2021 season. He's missing sitters.
Yeah.
I remember the PSG game because he was suspended against Tottenham.
Yes, I know. I remember that.
I was like, he would have scored like 3 more goals if he was finishing his dinner that day. The Southampton game, I think we beat them 9-1. I think he might have bagged one by chance. But he could have bagged more goals. And Martial's point about when the space in behind, when the lockdown happened and we had 10 games to qualify for the top 4, it weren't counter-attack football. It was possession-based football. It was Matic and Pogba were back. I think back to the Sheffield United game and the link-up play of Rashford and that goal. That's what I'm talking about. That had nothing to do with space in behind. That's just Martial being direct with the link-up play, then getting in behind. Even when there's a tiny bit of space, but his finishing in 1920, A1, 80, his finishing used to be excellent. You give him 2 chances, he's bagging at least 1 goal, if not 2. And I've just noticed, I didn't see the game today, but I heard he had a good chance that he missed. You guys could tell me how good the chance was.
It was a header, though. It was a header.
It was a header, it was a header. But he should have done that.
And in 2010, we're talking about 10 games, it's a 30-game season. So 20 games, he would have been following whatever season it is, the other 20 games plus whatever, he would have been following within the constraints of a counter-attack system, like to my point.
Is he feeling the pressure? Is he feeling the pressure of being the number 9 now? Because it's pressure or he wants more game time? He's got to step up. And that's why I said it's got to be a big 6 months for him.
Do you know what it is?
This guy begged for it, though. He begged to start as number 9. He wanted number 9. Jose Mourinho complained when he lost his top. All of this stuff. Now he has his chance. Just like Said said, 6 months. I don't even care. 12 goals come into the season. I'm more than happy with him. I'll be fine with that. Unless the wingers are not doing anything. Then I do.
One last point. I think the injuries have caught up with him. That's what I think. If you're not fit for 2 years, he ain't been fit for 2 years.
Off camera, obviously the camera won't show it, but he kept like massaging his Achilles. I was noticing.
Really?
Yeah, he was massaging
Can
his
I ask you a
Achilles.
question, Saeed?
Yeah.
Does it look like when you're there at the game that he's running at 80% instead of 100 when he sprints?
Bro, he's not running at 60, bro.
Yeah.
He's not running at 60. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
And this is me as a big Martial fan. I tried to hype him up. I'm like, yo, man, I scored Martial before the game. I was outside the bus and that. I tried to, but I just think for me, like Collins, the level of centre backs now in the Premier League, they're aggressive. They stay tight on you. They don't just give you space. And I think he needs to understand that. But then again, maybe he's trying to play the Ten Hag way too much. But Ten Hag will say to him sometimes, yo, listen, if you're going to do something, be spontaneous. Give me something a little different. Go running behind. Go do something. He's not telling you every single time, Ten Hag, do this every single time. Sometimes give me some a bit spontaneous. Because Garnacho definitely ain't doing what the manager wants every single time. Big up to HKM Music. He says, Martial scored last game, didn't he? Again, we're looking too deep into something. He does look scared. The defender is going to hit him from behind. This is exactly the same point. I think for me, overall, you'll get a better Martial probably without scoring goals than a Martial that... It's kind of... I don't know how to word it here, but a Martial that drops in and allows others to play better is what Martial...
You man are giving Martial... I expect Martial to score more goals than Firmino in that position with his level of finishing.
Score more goals than Rashford. Score more goals than Rashford.
No, not Rashford.
Yeah.
Why not? Because Rashford's not a striker, is he?
No, but we're talking about...
But Rashford...
movement.
Rashford is dynamic, and whether people... Rashford's a match winner.
Yeah.
Like, if Rashford ain't winning the football match, what's he doing? Let's be honest. That's his strength. Winning the football match with a goal.
So it proves my point. It proves my point then in terms of what he is then. He's not going to be our main goal scorer, but he's going to be the enabler. Martial's the enabler.
But Saeed, with that, I put it like this. I expect Rashford to get 10 chances and score 4 goals. I expect Martial, in a longer span of time, he's not going to get as many chances as Rashford. But if he gets 10, I expect him to take 5 or 6. Because that's how that's the finisher.
I don't know about that.
You want a Herman Crespo, a man that's just clinical in front of goal, but it's not that dynamically fast.
Hold on a second. Here's the thing. You man are prisoners of the moment. You man are fronting on me. Can any is it H Gaze doing super chats? Let's keep it real. At the end of the 2020 season, how did people feel about Martial as a finisher? How did you feel?
I was gassed. I was thinking, right.
You're super critical though, Dan. You're more looking at the tactical side of the game.
I hope, you know what it is? When I rate a player, this is why I differ to other people. I'm harsher on players whose talents I rate highly. I'm more... I defend people with less. That's why I defend McTominay and guys like that, because they don't have talent. He's not born with it. Why am I gonna? I can't hold that. He wasn't born with ability, so I can't. But if you're born with talent, I'm getting onto you. I hold you. It makes more sense to me if you've got all these strings to your bow. I'm gonna hold you to that standard because you have those strings to your bow. I don't do that for average players. That's why I differ to most people. Most people give excuses to players with the most talent. That makes zero sense to me.
That's true. Mm. You know. So Corey, were you gonna say anything, by the way?
I was gonna say with Martial, NHS Martial, he's just a different guy, isn't it? Different guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Martial.
That is what I need back.
I figured it out. He needs to get married for the 3rd time.
But to that point about HNK as well, like at the end of the day, we're talking about, and you were saying about it today, you want someone to get into the box. The goal that he scored, he went inside the box, inside the 6 yards, and the goal should have been saved. It trickled in the last game. It wasn't directly in a corner where you're slapping the sides of the net. And it was part of the counter attack, and he's not right up to the last defender. He was laboring to get into the box, and then it's a side foot finish that slips under the goalkeeper's arm. You want somebody right in that box, or Osimhen, and then even proactively off the ball when we're trying to start and initiating our pressing. He's a bit labored. You know, like you said, he's running at 60%. We're seeing him I'm at the ground with you every 2 minutes, Saeed. We're seeing him labored to get there. He's not pressing like a man like Bruno, like we'd see last season. Bruno flying past a striker and closing down a man. He's not doing that. And you need Osimhen that can do that and then offer you some of the link up that Martial can do as well.
Yep, absolutely. Let's talk about something positive as well now. Rashford. Let's start with you, Danny. Rashford's the main man. Listen, I have to have humble pie. I'm a guy who's very, very open and honest. I can admit when I'm wrong. Listen, I wanted him sold last season. I wanted him sold the season before that. Maybe the season before that as well. I'll be honest with you. I've never been a big fan of Rashford. I thought, for me, Rashford is a player that frustrates the life out of me. A guy who I think, in terms of potential, he's got everything. But in terms of, intelligence, everything off the ball, I just think lacks everything. But now, I can't lie to you, he's the main guy at Man United. Listen, we could talk about Sancho. We could talk about Casemiro. Rashford, the goals he's scoring now, to shrug off the defender. Bro, he's doing it. And I got to give him this credit. He deserves all the credit he wants. And now,
I haven't seen the highlights today. I literally got home and jumped on the stream, so I haven't seen the goal. But this is where, listen, after last season, if you felt like this guy might be a Dele Alli, we might need to get rid of him. I ain't gonna hold you. You don't need to. There's no humble pie for that. But Said, you are one of those low IQ Rashford people, so you need to hold humble pie for that nonsense. Yeah. At the start of the season, I told you, Ten Hag will like his movement. People pigeonhole him as this guy who can only run behind. No, if there's a zone where there's space, Rashford would attack it. He just understands how to attack space off the ball. That's what he does. We see what Sterling was doing at City. Rashford could have did the exact same thing, bagged the exact same goals, and he's a better finisher than Raheem Sterling. Much better finisher than Sterling. Yeah. Much better finisher. So my doubts over Rashford was whether or not he'd come back mentally. That was my big question mark. Because if you don't have this, anything, if your brain ain't working, then everything else don't matter. But I've always respected his talent. If you know how to, I've always said this, for all these people that like to create this false dichotomy of we appreciate the ballers, we don't appreciate the other players. I've grown up appreciating every type of player. When Nedved, because I'm 35, Nedved, I'm telling to the young kids, in his era, was an average football player. I'm telling people now, compared to Zidane, compared to Rui Costa, compared to Luis Figo, he was average. Those guys are insane technically. He was respected because he performed well. He found a way to win games. The fact he weren't those guys technically didn't matter. And I've always said this about Rashford. No, he's not Martial. No, he's not whoever you want to point to as a technical baller. Man United fans wanted Rafinha a year ago. Do you want Rafinha now with all that technique and skill? No, because he's not consistent. He don't win you football matches. Marcus Rashford's a match winner. He finds a way to win games. There's something there's something inside of him, resilience, determination, that dog in him, whatever you want to call it.
That 90-minute boost on pro clubs.
He has that. He's going to frustrate
that extra little bit to get you over the line. He's got that.
I always say this, guys, if you play Football Manager, don't sign nobody whose determination is less than 50. Rashford ain't one of those guys. Rashford ain't one of those guys. Determination is higher than 15. And I'm going to repeat myself here. He knows how to win Premier League matches by himself in this league. And if you don't respect his talent, you don't like his style of play, it's not your preference, fine. But at least respect the fact now. If he keeps this up, Saeed, how many years now is this guy a main match winner? How many years now? How many years? All this technical talent, all this ability, all all aesthetics FC, on the half turn FC, baller FC, shout out Johnny, baller FC. Who's winning? Who's won more games for Man United in the last 3 years than Marcus Rashford by themselves? No one.
Now, listen, that's a very, very staunch defense of Rashford, and you know what? You've got to give it. No one can right now disagree. Montel, big up to Montel, part of the Big Six bands. Make sure you go subscribe.
Hold on, did he play left wing today? Where did he come on and play?
He played left and he played striker. He was very, very ineffective.
Come on. And the guy's played half a season as a striker, a player with. I'm going on one side with no technique. I'm talking to the haters, not you. See, no technique, no IQ, different position. They said Ten Hag wouldn't like him. They said he's the wrong profile. Shame on you, innit? Not you, Said, but shame on you, man. All those people.
Well, listen, it's all right. It's all right. I think
all those people that hate on this boy, man. I knew Ten Hag would like him.
Montel says conversation need to be had with Donny van der Beek. He ain't it. We will discuss that in
Leave
soon.
Donny alone, man. Leave him alone.
Yeah, leave Donny alone, man. He's like I said, man. He's just trying to get his own minutes here and there, man. Let him have his little minutes, man. What's going on, Montel? Man?
Hold on. Let me just say, listen. No one said his IQ is high.
Let's read it out. Let's read it out for the people.
Wait, no. Rashford's football IQ is not high. I'm not having it. Danny's lucky. I'm not in the stream, or we'll go another 2 hours. Me and Adam, I never said.
Adam, by the way. Big up Adam.
I never said. In fact, I'm glad Adam said this because I want to make a point. Actually, it's a good point I'm going to make. I never said his IQ high. You can record the stream, rewind it. I never said his IQ was high. One point that I do make, and I should have made it before. There's different types of intelligence in football, and people like Adam don't appreciate the other type of intelligence, which is this. If you have things that you're good at, do you know how to apply it at the top level?
Yeah.
That's a kind of intelligence that people like Adam don't appreciate. Like Dan James was quick. Did Dan James know how to use his speed to run in behind? No. Marcus Rashford does. It's about knowing how to apply your strengths. And that's one thing I've always respected and defended Marcus Rashford for. He's not a beautiful player. He's not efficient. I'm not saying he has super high IQ. But when it comes to how he understands how he plays, his strengths, and he applies them. And you just got to respect it. You ain't got to admire that profile, but just respect the fact that he knows how to win games at this level with his ability. That's all I'm saying, innit? Sorry, I've gone on for forever. Sorry.
No, man. It's all love, man. It's all love. Big up to Adam as well for that. And also James Dixon as well has been backing him up on Instagram, on his social media. So big up to James Dixon. He says Rashford is a fantastic footballer. End of discussion. Marcel, how do you view Rashford at the minute? Hot form, top goal scorer for Man United. Are we too reliant on Rashford? Too reliant. Too reliant, bro.
We've only scored 24 goals this season. The competition has scored 10, 5, 50 more than that, in and around this area of the table, the top 6. So yes, we are relying on him to carry us through games. Big game player. I think everyone's kind of said that or thereabouts. Liverpool, Arsenal coming alive, and he's scoring in big games for us. So yes, we are relying on him right now. He's starting to show his confidence. I think again we've said it already. Confidence is a massive thing. The mental side of the game is so misunderstood at times. It's profound. It's very, very. We really have to look into that. He wasn't in the game. He was beyond bad form last season. It was depression beyond belief. He's come back now. Ten Hag's given him the confidence and belief to play football, and he's doing it. It's very clear. He feels like he's part of the team and what's going on within the team. He's upset that he's messed up the disciplinary issues. He looks vexed on the substitute bench and comes on and delivers, and wins the game for us. So he's improving, and he'll go from strength to strength, and he will become Sir Marcus Rashford and not MBE, because he's really trying to push things right now, and hopefully he wins the Premier League with that. But, there's a long process and a step-by-step process. We need to get better players in the team around him. We need to get high quality players around him, and he will just continue to grow. There's going to be rough patches as well. Let's hope that he stays fit for as long as possible. The games are coming thick and fast. There's so many football matches this Premier League season. So let's see what he does. He needs to work on his heading against Newcastle. Big clutch moment. We would have been more points. Yeah. So there's elements to his game. And I'm sure Ten Hag will tell him, listen, you're not there yet, my friend. You get it. You're not there, my friend. You're not there, and that's what Ten Hag's been doing with every single footballer within the side. So we're going to develop on.
Yeah, I think with Ten Hag, I think he feels like, obviously I know he got late for disciplinary or whatnot, but I think he's Mr. Reliable for Man United. He knows that he will deliver and he will give him the end product and will get him the goals. I think the 2 goals were two different versions of goals and 2 different types of goals. So I just think kudos to Rashford, kudos to him kind of doing what he had to do. And it kind of wraps up a good year, Corey, for Man United. Since we've got a good stat here. Since the 6-3 defeat, Man United, 15 games, 12 wins, 80% win percentage, 2 draws, 1 loss, that was against Villa, 27 goals scored, and 10 goals conceded. Ten Hag United are moving. What do you make of that, bro? As we close into the year,
I can't complain. I really can't. I can't start the season. I predicted us 8th. I thought we are done. Going into this season, depression. We are finished. But Ten Hag, what a guy! What a guy! This guy has just done. He pulled out a plane from a bag. This guy's just done the impossible for me. You know, I didn't expect us top 4. I'm sitting in top 4, 4 points behind City, 2 points behind Newcastle with a game in hand. I literally cannot complain. I can't complain about nothing. I am more than happy with this season. I thought this season we're going to see half of what Ten Hag's doing. So much inconsistency. Maybe make top 6, and that's it. But as of now, we're doing everything we can. Literally everything we can. I am more than impressed with this side.
Big up to HK Music. He says we've got to keep in mind we have played Burnley, Forest, and Wolves. I want to see us play and beat City and Arsenal before I start.
Done that already. We've done that already. Apart from City, we've done that already.
Yep, 100%. We've done Arsenal. And we're gonna, I think for me,
we beat Newcastle. We beat Tottenham. We should.
No, we drew. I think
we should have beat Chelsea.
We drew 0-0 with Newcastle.
No, we drew Newcastle.
We should have beat Newcastle.
They did nothing. We should have beat them. We should have beat Chelsea as well. We should have won. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Newcastle, fine. Newcastle, we should have won those games.
You should have won those games. Yeah. So what I would say though on
points.
Fine margins, man. It's fine margins.
Fine margins, man. I'm telling you, man.
Yo, man, I forgot to bring up Sancho.
So annoying.
You forgot to bring up Sancho, man. It's been on my mind, man. Like, if waking up late is what got Rashford bench, what the fuck happened between Ten Hag and Sancho?
He must have been moving mad.
I'm just gonna say, when they said he was ill, did I not call bullshit on it? Did I not tell people he wasn't ill?
I even said it like it was too much to kind of say. What's that thing that he had? Tonsillitis.
Again, 2 years running. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Nonsense.
Maybe Ragnick kept it quiet maybe last year.
Last year he was late for pre-season. Ollie covered it up. Something happened on the Ragnick. It was tonsillitis. This year, they lied and said he was ill. Then because of the training camp in Spain, had to say he was on an individual training program of Ten Hag's coaches. No pictures, no photos. And then today, Ten Hag, he's now on an individual. I thought Ten Hag literally said today he's now going to be on an individual training program. And I'm like, hold on a second.
No, I've seen something, though, Danny. I've seen something of Sancho training with somebody. No, isn't that?
Yeah. I see that.
I've seen something, Danny.
Yeah. I did as well.
Like your boy Faz posting photos from the summer. You ain't fooling me with old stuff. That's old.
No. That's old. You can't attach Faz and Marcel. Don't do that. I've seen. Hold on. Don't do that. I've seen a specific video of a coach with Sancho, and I was told that he's in Holland. That's something completely different. Don't attach the two.
Did it look like
he does something else, Faz?
What I'm saying is this: whatever happened, Ten Hag. Listen, Ten Hag is, in my opinion, he's gone too far. He's gone way too far.
No, why though? How's he gone too
far? I don't think people really deep how long Sancho's been out of the team. Yeah, I'm going off memory. Yeah, so I think the Chelsea game was the 17th of October. We then had 2 fixtures to the end of October.
It was my birthday.
When was that?
October.
22nd. Fine. Then between the 22nd and the end of the month, we had 2 games. The second fixture being the West Ham game, which was on the 30th of October. Yep. We had 4 matches before the World Cup. He weren't in the squad. So he was out of... So that's 6 games.
That was a supposed tonsillitis period.
I can explain this. I have a theory, a different theory though.
Then individual training program
equally as speculative.
To quote Z, not in the cannabis league, but in the cannabis country, he's on an individual training program over there, like man from South London over there.
He must have done something mad, absolutely mad.
No, guys, why can't it be what we've been seeing in the media and the PR machines have been spinning, that he is maybe depressed right now, and that process of that
This is the problem.
It was affecting him at that stage, and it's carried through till now. You know, why
Marcel,
can't it be that he's had that depression period? He hasn't been brilliant for a little while now. He hasn't been brilliant, guys.
Massively unfit as well.
Exactly.
He has
He's
massively
had an early
Marcel,
period at the beginning of the season where he was scoring goals, and he's been trickling off, and we've been complaining about him for a little while now.
He could have been drinking too much Maggies, man. He's drinking too much Magnum.
All those kind of things.
Don't let me say
it's not Magnum
press, and it's carried through now.
Yo, do you know what type of guy you are to have Magnum and Babaroot together? Anyway, listen, those that know, yeah. Listen, Marcel, you can.
From what I've heard, yeah.
Streets, bro.
From what I've heard, and obviously I can't reveal everything, yeah.
I can't either.
He's not got the best people around him. That's all I would say. People.
People DM me on Twitter like, yo, Devils, just say what it is. This is what I say to people. It's literally, believe it or not, it's all of the above. It's literally all of the above. All of it. It's all of the above. Ten Hag, from a football point of view, Ten Hag's not happy with him and something went down. And then on the flip side, what Saeed alluded to, it's literally all of the above. And it'd be such a shame because the guy's so talented, can play left wing, can play right wing, can play as a 10. I reckon if he was fully developed by Ten Hag, he'd play over false 9 because he's so talented.
Yeah, but again, so what I'm saying is it could be the depression thing and the talent thing. I understand that it's the talent thing, but for you to say,
Marcel,
but you, I feel like you're saying that there was something else going on. The
tonsillitis could have been the start. Why would you say it's too hard? Why would you say Ten Hag's being harsh though?
No way.
Yeah,
why would you say that?
The technical level where he's deficient, but I just think your point doesn't make sense to me. Your point doesn't make sense. He's not being too harsh. He's been depressed. He's not good enough at football right now in this system, clearly. And that's what's happened. You're saying the tonsillitis could be something else. I disagree with that.
Okay, so Marcel, when you're in my position and you've known what you've known, you can't say it publicly because you just can't for a year. Bear in mind, there are people I talk with every day that literally said, you shouldn't even come here. There's a man that told me he shouldn't even come here because they know shouldn't even come here. Just him coming back to England, homesick, at barbecues, and so shouldn't even come here. Number one, Mama telling me that, yeah, he gets ill, Marcel, and I tell people watch how this plays out because that is a lie. The moment they said he was sick, I said it's a lie. Watch what happens. You won't see him back for a minute. Training programs, this, that. They're covering something up. I don't know what it is. If it's nothing, if it's a simple disciplinary issue, Ten Hag's gone too far. So have man out of the team for damn near 2 months.
Principles over short-term results. I tweeted it today, Dan. You got to remember principles.
But still, like, what could he have really done? And I've heard Ten Hag.
Something that you can't now imagine. Something you can't imagine is probably what he's done. And that's
no, it's not even that. No, I already know what it is, but it's not that deep. I don't know. Okay. It's not even that deep. But after the fact, I don't know what happened. Put it this way: what happened? I can't even talk. I can't talk. Let me not be Johnny. I'm not going to reveal. Let me say this. I've got a question. Let me just shut up. Question.
Yeah.
At what point do you get worried if by the end of January, he's not back training with the first team? He hasn't trained with the first team since.
That's when I get worried.
Yeah.
And then I want to see Marcel do PR spin then.
So you're asking me because Saeed's answered that question. So if you want to ask me, then we can proceed.
Okay, so Marcel, in months in the new year, what's the cut-off point where you're like, okay, I need to be worried that Ten Hag's done with him?
Listen, I'm not the manager. That's
I know. That's why I said, not you. At what point are you concerned Ten Hag is done with him? Not you, not fans. I'm not talking about fans. The manager is the one that's kept him out of the team, not you or I. Yeah. At what point are you worried?
February, because that's when the World Cup fatigue starts kicking in. You know, we've had a run, like they're still kind of in the World Cup flavor. Some of these players, they've played a lot of games. They're still kind of fresh. Yes, Eriksen's dwindling, but the others, Bruno still looks like he's playing a lot of football right now. But they might still get a little bit heavy, and that's when we require footballers to be ready and to be called upon. So around mid-February, end of February, we can start saying, well, hold on a minute. They've suffered without him all the way through January. We maybe have or haven't got a footballer in yet. If we got a footballer in, then I give him more I give him more time to close 5 issues. Go on.
Europa League's back as well in Feb, so that's a good month to pick. To be fair, because it's back.
Listen, Listen, I'm giving you thought process to how I'm thinking about it. I'm not gonna say nonsense.
And when the stream ends, then I can really talk. I'll tell you what go on in it. But like,
Yeah.
Let me be clear.
We'll chat,
I just want to make this clear. Yeah.
By the way, the chat, we're not trying to exclude you, but some things
I
you
want
have
to be clear. Yeah.
private, man.
I'm just worried. That's all it. Marcel, all of this from me is just I'm just worried. I'm just concerned.
The good thing though, he's back in Manchester. Positive, he's back in Manchester.
Bro, do you know how many games I recorded on my BT box at Dortmund for 3 seasons, watching this boy, hoping he'd come here?
I hear you. No,
I know you've got stock in something, and the stock price drops, but you want to stick with it, and you're like,
Cineworld. I'm right now struggling with Cineworld stock right now. It's gone down. Cineworld.
Big up HK Music, man. Yeah, definitely, man. I'll DM me, man. And HK Music, man, he told me a lot of stuff as well, man. So HK Music.
So he knows.
He knows. You know what I mean? So listen, man, it's been a good show, man. Debate show. By the way, just to kind of wrap it up, what's been your highlight of 2022 for Man United? I know it's been a bad year, but Corey, what's been your highlight of 2022?
100% the Arsenal game. 100%. Everything from Antony scoring to Rashford scoring, especially on Ben White as well, because these Arsenal fans going like Ben White's the newest right back, like them man didn't buy him as a centre back. Now he's a right back. This guy's a natural born right back. It's just all that stuff. It was just amazing. Saliba, how about people haven't dribbled past him and all of this stuff. Rashford just run up in him, run past him, and done all the business. Best game. That game was the best game. Best game.
Marcel, I know you love the David De Gea save, so is that one of your favourite, the one today?
No way. No. Listen, we playing the image of Ten Hag, and if you all ask ourselves, does De Gea have the attributes to play in a Ten Hag system and good enough? We all know the answers penultimately.
But he's losing that game,
Pardon?
He saved us from losing that game,
Oh yeah. I praised him. Just check my fan views after the game. I praised him. Done. I know footballers can produce 90 minutes of good football. Well done. But when we're talking about the creme de la creme and down the end of the road and domination within
all right, we get your point.
No problem. But let me just go to the game. Let me just go to
like that.
Hold on, Corey.
Real quick. Iniesta level press resistance there from Marcel. Iniesta level press resistance.
Exactly. Fair play.
Appreciate you. But let me just say something. There's a better game than that, Corey. Liverpool Football Club got smoked, and they were weak. They were lambs for the slaughter, but we done it in front of the 75. That was the profound game. Licha comes and gives a shoulder to Salah, tells him, listen, sit down.
Yeah.
Varane lifts Firmino, whoever it was. He lift one brother up in 6 foot in the air, said it's not easy around here. That was the kind of performance that gave them the confidence to say, listen, we're at Old Trafford. We're going to win every single game here. This is a fortress here. And for me, that was the best game. And I've got lots of Liverpool family members that I had to tell them, sit down after that. So that was my favorite game this year.
Yep, absolutely. Danny, up to you now. What's your favorite moment of 2022?
I'm not getting giddy, channeling my inner shout to Mr. Structure Nuruddin. But the moment the Glazers announced a strategic, whatever it is they announced, strategic sale or investment or blah, blah, blah. When they announced that, again, something I've been tracking for a minute, because I know the club's finances are a lot more dire than the average fan actually realizes. So when I saw them actually announce that, I was like, they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable. Final nail in the coffin would be the best highlight if match-going fans didn't take their seats, but that hasn't happened. So the next best thing is the Glazers doing that, and hopefully they sell, because they're the root. Any issue you have at Man United with a player, a coach over the last 10 years, a CEO, it starts with those son of a bitches, isn't it? So, yeah, that was the highlight for me.
Highlight for me, trying to think, man. I think for me, Arsenal as well, Can't lie to you, man. Arsenal.
Them fans be mad.
Yo, I can tell Corey. I was going to say this as well. You can tell Corey's feeling it being surrounded by Arsenal fans.
Bro, it's so mad. Every day I'll wake up, I'll be seeing messages.
You know what?
Books and all them. I'm not trying to hear it, man. Just
tell a lie. Tell a lie, yeah. I think it's Erik Ten Hag becoming manager, because then we knew that we were having a direction and a kind of a feeling. I think, yeah, Erik Ten Hag becoming Man United manager. When we had Ragnick, we had the kind of, the insecurities around that. I think, yeah, Ten Hag becoming manager. So, yeah, man, I think for me, it's been a good, end of 2022. The first half of 2020 was absolutely ridiculous and so bad. But I hope 2023 gives us blessings, man, because I think this club deserves it. I think 2023 could be the start of a new era at Man United in terms of the Glazers leaving, winning trophies potentially. I think 2023 might be the start of something special. I don't want to. You can clip me all you want. You know what I mean? If you're watching right now, I'm confident about 2023. I'm confident about the future. As long as, like I said, the Glazers leave, I think there's better days to come and better years to come. So it's going to be a good one, man. So big up to everybody who's been watching the show. If you can round the show up to 300 likes, I think we're on about 10 more likes away from 300 likes. If you could do that, it's been amazing. Corey, man, welcome to the channel. Hopefully we'll see you in more debate shows as well. Welcome.
Yeah,
It's been
for
a
sure,
pleasure,
man.
bro.
Love for having me. Thank you, everyone, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Make sure you go subscribe to Big Six Bands, man. Corey's a part of the Big Six Bands. The link is in the description. Danny, it's been a pleasure as well. You get me. Happy New Year to Corey, and obviously Happy New Year to Danny and Marcel. But Danny, it's been a pleasure today, bro.
Yeah, no, I want the stream to end so I can just tell Marcel what's going on in it. So let's just...
Absolutely. There you go. There you go. And obviously, Marcel, it's been a pleasure, bro. Love for coming on, man, as usual, bro.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys. Really good conversation as well. I always have good debates with you guys, and obviously speak with Danny regularly on Twitter as well. So I appreciate you guys, and Happy New Year to all of you, Corey as well, Saeed, yourself, Danny, and listen, onwards and upwards for the club, man. Bournemouth never game, a lot of easier games coming, so more time to enjoy watching Man United.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Happy New Year. Obviously, like I said to everybody, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your year. If it's already Happy New Year, because obviously different parts of the world as well. Hope you're enjoying New Year's Day. And yeah, man, I'll be back tomorrow for the Sunday Night Unfiltered podcast. And yeah, I'll see you soon.